FlossTube, it's Catherine, Needleberry Stitcher. Today's Saturday, and it is day in June. What is it, the 15th? I don't know. Tomorrow's Father's Day, so it's the day before Father's Day. I thought today would be a fun day to film some videos, at least one. And I thought I got some new kits in the mail this week, and I thought maybe I would do a kit parade. So this is probably going to be a fairly long video. I do have a few kits to go through, so if you like long videos, this is for you. I'm going to talk through this video, so if you don't like videos where people do a lot of talking, chatting, this might not be for you. I've done videos in the past where I've kind of just like my last whip parade, I think I just kind of like held things up and I didn't really talk about them that much. And a lot of people said they really liked that. But then I had also a lot of people who said that they liked it when I actually talked. And, you know, showed my stuff, but also talked a little bit about it, or, you know, what I like about a kit or what I like about my project. So I am going to do that today. So if you want to still watch and you don't like the chatting as much, you can fast forward through it, skip through parts. You can also, as Lucky Chance Stitcher said in her last video, you can put it on 2x speed. You can change the settings of the video and you can change it to play at 1.5, 1.75, or 2x speed. So essentially 2x means you're watching it twice as fast. So if it's a 1 hour video, it's going to be 30 minutes. You can also slow it down. I don't think you'll need to do that with this one because I don't think you need a 5 or 6 hour video. Unless you really like that, but then I'm gonna be talking like this, and I don't think that's very appealing for a video. But when you speed it up, it's funny because people laugh, and their giggles turn into really super funny giggles. So that's kind of fun sometimes, actually. But okay, I'm gonna get started. I'm just gonna jump right into it. I have my piles of kits here. I have a couple over here to my left, and I'm just gonna go ahead and get started. Couple other things. My dogs are here in the room with me, so if you hear like dangly things rattling, I apologize because that's their collars. It's just what they do. My husband's out, but he'll probably come home, and at some point I'll either have to cut the video or, you know, edit, whatever, because they start barking as soon as they hear any noise in the house at all. They're older, they're almost 12, and their hearing is going, so when they hear something, they're just more alarmed. So anyway, those are some caveats. They might like come and like find their way through the piles here and join me, and if they do, I'll hold them up, but otherwise, so that's it. Might be a few zippers in here because I'm going to show my kits, but I'm also going to show both the ones I haven't started that are still in the packaging, but I'm also going to show the ones that I have already started, and those are in zipper pouches. So I'll do my best not to make that too loud for you, but if it bothers you, I apologize in advance. So, okay, I'm just going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to reach for a few. These are a few that just came this week or recently that I'm kind of excited about. So I'm going to show those ones first. So hold on one second. Okay, I'm sitting on the floor in my craft room, my new craft area, but it is still a bit of a mess. So some of my new other videos that I'm thinking about doing are like showing you like what's on my shelves as I sort them. Lucky Chance Stitcher just did that recently. She sat and went through like, hey, what's on my shelf? And I absolutely loved it. So I want to do the same thing. I don't know if I'll do that it won't be this video. I don't know when I'll do that one, but I do want to do it. So, all right. I'm realizing now I have my stacks here and I'm not sure where to put the ones I've already shown. So I guess there might be a little more editing in here than I thought. I might have to get up a couple times, but okay. First one I'm going to show is it's my unicorn kit. It's a kit I've been looking for probably 3 or 4 years, at least 3 or 4 years. And it went out of print before I had a chance to get it. And I was kicking myself. I thought I should have got it. I should have got it. And anyway, I've been searching for it. Can't find it. Couldn't find it. So this year I went to Stitch North and I roomed with Amanda, Lucky Chance Stitcher. And she had for me my early birthday present, and I had no words. I still don't, obviously. I have no words. Like I just couldn't believe that she would go out of her way to try and find something that, I don't know, just friendship is amazing. It just is. Especially among stitchers. We all understand each other and we care about each other, and I'm going to try not to tear up. But so this one's called Frosty Morning, and I'll try not to get too much glare. And you can tell it's in a newer packaging, which is only available in certain parts of the world that I'm gonna have to figure out lighting. Okay, so I don't know how she did it. I still don't. She's got secrets up her sleeve, but she was able to source it and she got it for me. So thank you, Amanda. It means a lot. It's not even just the kit that means a lot, it's our friendship means a lot to me. So anyway, this is very special one. The light shining, I'm gonna have to change that. So yes, very, very special kit. Okay, it's a little darker in here, but I think by turning my other light off, it might help a little with the glare. So my dogs are already whining at me and we just got started. All right, there's another one. I just got it this week. It's called Eyes in the Wild. And most of these kits you're going to see today are Dimensions. Like 95% of them are Dimensions kits. It's from 2001, and it just happened to be a really good deal on eBay. I thought, I'm going to go ahead and get that one. It's really pretty. I love the cats, and there's 3 different ones. I like that one. And I like animal kits, as you'll see in the next 3. I was slightly enabled by someone to buy these ones because I didn't have them. And one of my favorite, obviously you can tell because of my Frosty Morning kit, I am very much into horses, horse kits. It's funny because in real life, I'm slightly scared of horses. I mean, I love to walk up and pet them and stuff. I went to a horseback riding camp when I was young, and I don't know, I just was very scared of the horses for some reason, and it kind of stuck with me. But someday I will ride a horse again. I just haven't had an opportunity in a very long time. But I love all the horse kits. So this one it's not Dimensions, it's a Needle Treasures, but I just got it this week. It's from 2006, and it's called Little Whispers. So cute. The little boy with his cowboy hat and his horse. I think it's so cute. It's called Little Whispers. And then another one from the same company, Needle Treasures, and also the same designer, Leslie Harrison. This one's from 2009, and it's called Little Kisses. And that one is so precious. The little girl, she's so sweet. And then a third one from also the same series. However, it's not. It's Needle Treasures. It's a different designer. It's actually Chris Cummings. Chris Cummings is one of my favorite cross-stitch designers. He does a lot of the horse kits that I love the most. You'll see a few here today. But Chris Cummings is one of my favorite artists. So even his prints that you can get, not just the cross-stitch kits, but his artwork in general, I just absolutely love. And it's usually nature or horse or animal themed. So this one's called Little Partners, and it's from, does it say? I don't know what years. It doesn't say what year on the packaging, but anyway, it's called Little Partners, and it's a series of little foals, baby horses. I think it's really sweet. I'll probably switch the fabric out on this one. I don't know, there's like a lot of the barn area in the back is not stitched, and I was just thinking I might do that on a color and cotton neutral. So that's that one. Another recent one that I got, it's actually a really old kit because it comes in a bag. You can tell they're older, from roughly the mid to late 90s to maybe around 2000. I remember buying, in 1998, I bought a kit that was in a bag from Michael's. So it's probably around that time. This one says 1999 on it, and it's called Winter's Lace. And I know this one's been reprinted before You can actually find it in newer packaging, but this was a steal on eBay and I couldn't pass it up. It's one that I've wanted for a long time. And the artist on this one is Larry Fanning, who does a lot of nature-themed art. He passed away. I think he passed away in 2014, I think. But he did a whole series of artwork along this line with the wolves and nature and the outdoors, and it's just stunning, some of it. I think he lived in Colorado when he started doing some of his art. He started as an artist a little later in life, actually. So that's a nice one that I like. And okay, so the next one, so I have it in a Ziploc bag because I got it off of eBay and it was open and the packaging had been removed. So it came in a Ziploc bag just to keep everything together. I'm going to take it out though because otherwise there'll be a lot of glare. But everything came with it, the threads and the pattern and everything came with it. It just didn't have an outer cover. And it's from 2005. And it's called Winter Memories. It's really pretty with the cardinals. I love the winter kits from Dimensions. I think they're beautiful. So it hasn't been started, brand new. It just happened to be an open kit, and I got it for a pretty decent price. I know this one's out of print, so at the time I had been looking for it because I saw Luda stitch it. I was like, oh, every time Luda stitches a Dimensions kit, I want to go out and get it immediately. So this was one of the ones that I got back, I don't know, maybe a couple years ago, 3 or 4 years ago. And you can still find it. It comes up on eBay once in a while. I couldn't tell you what the price range is on it. I think I've seen it recently for like maybe $50, which isn't really that bad at all for an out of print kit. All right, the next one is a stocking. This one I got quite a long time ago. It's from 2000 and it's called Glistening Snowman. And if you look, no, I guess not. Up on my shelf, I have a picture of, they actually made this as a mini, a Petite, gold collection Petite. And they actually, I finished that one and I had it framed, but then they made it into a stocking as well. So I always thought, I made the other one, the little gold Petite. I made that one for my husband back in 2005, I think, 2004, 2005. I finished it, and I remember the day I finished it because I was working on it, and we stayed up really, really late, and I put my final stitches in on it, and we were watching the movie The Last of the Mohicans from 1992 with Daniel Day-Lewis, and my last stitches that went into that piece well, it's funny how you think of things, right? Memories that, like, I was stitching on that at this point in my life, or I was stitching on this and these things happened in my life. You almost have your memories tied up into the piece that you're working on, which I think is pretty cool. So I always thought I made that other one for my husband, and then when I found the kit, I was like, oh, I think I'm gonna have to make the kit for him too. I think it was around the same time that I found this kit. It was back in, like it says it's from 2000, but I think I got it like maybe 2004, 2005. It's around the same time that I did the other one. I have to start reaching. All right, this one is called Sleigh Ride. And it's another winter one. Dimensions Gold Collection. Assume it's a Dimensions Gold Collection or a Dimensions kit unless I say it otherwise, because I don't need to say it every time. You can see because it says it right there. But anyway, this is a really pretty one. I got this one quite a long time ago too. It says it's from 2002, but I got it quite a long time ago. Probably maybe in the last 10 years ago. It's been a while. And this one's by Nikki Bomey. I should say who these other ones are. This one is from Donna Race. Alan Sakarvas, I can't say his last name, was the Winter Memories with the Cardinals. But this one's Nikki Bomey on this one. I'll try to remember to say the year and the artist. I feel like they deserve the credit. Right, this one's called Winter's Hush, and it's, let's see, it's by Fred Swan. And I don't know what year it's from. I'm having a hard time reading. My eyes are not as good as they used to be, but this is another Yeah, Winter's Hush is really pretty. There are a lot of these, they feel to me like they're all from the same little town. And it's just different houses that are in the town. Like if you look at them, it looks like they're from the same little town. Like the church in the background. Like there's a church in the background right there, and then there's another church in the background over here. Like I feel like it's the same church, it's just a different point of view. But I know it's different artists, so I am supposing that's probably not the case, but it just to me makes me kind of think like maybe it's from the same place. All right, I got another one, another Christmas one. It's a stocking. It's called Snowman Gathering Stocking. And let's see, you can see me reflecting. I'm trying not to get reflection, but it's hard with these plastic. All right, Snowman Gathering Stocking. It looks like it's Donna Race. She did the other snowman one, but I don't see a year on it. It's got the newer logo here, so I'm guessing that it's probably pretty recent. They don't put the year on them anymore for some reason. I don't know, not sure why. All right, another stocking called, and this one's another one from Nikki Bomey, and it's called Sleigh Ride at Dusk. And again, I don't see a year, but it's got the newer logo, so I'm guessing it's the last few years. Sleigh Ride at Dusk. This one I think I just got, I think last winter on Amazon. I think it was a pretty reasonable price, so I went ahead and got it. All right, grab a couple. Let's see. All right, these are regular, or yeah, a couple of these are regular dimensions kits. It's another, let's see, Christmas Pals ornament from 2009 from Deborah Jordan Bryan. It's just a series of small little ornaments. I thought those were really cute. I think they found them on clearance after Christmas one year at Joann's. I thought, oh, those are really cute. And they look like they would stitch up pretty quick. They're like 4.5 by 4.5 inches. Not real big. I think they're really cute. This one is called Call of the Wilderness from 1997. It's a regular dimensions kit. And the artist is Michael Adams. And I got it on clearance. I do remember buying this. It was on clearance. I think it was, where did I get it? It was Hobby Lobby maybe? Or somewhere. I'm not sure. I just remember I got it and I was like, oh, I like that one. And that was years ago. And then another one that I got was called Santa and Snowman Ornaments by Susan Wingett. And this one, I didn't get it on eBay, I don't think. I think I actually got it at the store and it was 50% off. Another post-Christmas find. It was really cute. And what year? 2006. Okay, this one is from 2006 and it's been reprinted a few times and it's under the new logo. And it's by Richard Burns. It's called Twilight Bridge. I know a lot of people have started this one. Sorry, you're gonna see my reflection in there because my camera's right in front of me. I'll try to see if I tip it toward the light, it's gonna reflect, and if I tip it toward the camera, it's gonna reflect. So I like this one. I think it's really colorful. I love the flowers. I love the swans and the bridge. I love the house. I love the sky. I like everything in it. This was a gift for Christmas a couple years ago from my daughter. She's very sweet. This next one is called Rocky Point. It's by James Hemsworth. He's another of my favorite artists. James Hemsworth has done several cross-stitch dimensions designs. Reminds me of Nova Scotia, where I have lived in my past. I lived in New Brunswick, I lived in Nova Scotia, Canada, and I don't know, it just kind of reminds me of some of the lighthouses there and the rocky shores and the waves. Nova Scotia is very beautiful. If you ever get a chance to visit there, I highly recommend it. Especially if you take the Cabot Trail and go up through Cape Breton, the northern part of Nova Scotia. It's breathtaking, breathtaking views. All right, here's another kit. It's just a regular dimensions. It's called Glory of Autumn, and it's from 2011. If you've watched, let's see, who was it who did this one? Brain, work for me, please. This is horrible. It was like it was right there. Jessie Marie Does Stuff. I'm sorry that I don't know why my brain doesn't always work, but if you've watched her channel, she's worked on this one, and I think she might have actually finished it or come very close to finishing it. So very pretty. I saw this one stitched up in person at there's a cross stitch store that is no longer in Pigeon Forge, but it used to be in Pigeon Forge on Dixie Darlin. Unfortunately, they closed during the pandemic or right after the pandemic. But anyway, they had tons and tons of dimensions kits, and they had so many models stitched. And I remember I think I spent like an hour or more just walking around, just staring at the models they had stitched up of all the dimensions kits. And this one they had, and they had it, oh my gosh, it was just the flosses. I don't know if they must have used the kit floss. I assume they did, but the kit floss, it was just glowing. It was like the trees actually looked like they were glowing. They were like, and maybe it was the way the light was hitting it, I don't know, but it was absolutely breathtaking. And when I looked at it, I mean, I've seen this one before and I was like, oh, that's pretty, but when I saw it stitched up, oh my goodness, like I can see that one being one that I start soon, but I want to start all of these soon, so it's hard to just pick one. It's hard to pick one. Did I say who that was from? The design was Rudy Reichert, and it's from 2011. The next one's called Cabin Fever, and the design is by Kim Norlian, and it doesn't have a year on it, but it has a newer logo, so I'm assuming this is one of the newer ones. I think it's really pretty. Cabin Fever. Again, I love all the colors. I bet you there's a lot of confetti stitching in this one, but that gives it so much of its detail. This one I think I just picked up on Amazon, I think. I got some of them recently on Amazon. All right, I'm gonna grab a few more. Okay, next one is Kim, designed by Sung Kim, and it's called Cherry Blossom Creek. And I don't see a year on this one, but it has the newer logo, so probably not very long ago. And when I say not very long, it could be like 5 years, it could be more. I don't, when they stop putting the years on them, it's hard to tell anymore. The next one is from the McNeil Studio. It's called Winter Cabin. And this one I did as a giveaway. I had 2 of them. I liked it so much I bought it twice. And I had 2, so I did a giveaway a few months ago. Winter Cabin. I think quite a few people got this one. I think partly because it was very reasonably priced. I mean, I think it was, what was it, like, I don't know, I think you could get it for like $14, $15 on eBay. And I don't know why. I mean, they must have just had a whole bunch and they were just deciding they wanted to sell some, so I'm not sure. But I was like, well, the price that good, I'm gonna go ahead and get it. The next one is a stocking. It's a regular dimensions and it's called Checking His List Stocking by Donna Race. I noticed she does quite a few stockings. That one's by Donna Race. Very colorful. I really like Santa in this one, and I like his bag of toys. And I like the little bunnies. I think they're so cute. I think that'll be a really cute one. And I have another one called Christmas Tradition Stocking, and it's a regular dimensions. Who's the artist? Doesn't say who the artist is. Oh wait, Simon Treadwell. What did I say it was called? Christmas Tradition. It reminds me of my brother and me, because when we were young, we used to actually get our own Christmas tree, except my brother and me didn't do it by ourselves. We went, like, my parents would take us to. We'd make it a family thing. We lived in the country, so we would just like walk back into the woods and we would find a tree and cut it down and take it home. And we'd carry it home and clean it off. And we had a dog, but it wasn't that kind of a dog. We had like a little mutt named Skippy. But that's a cute stocking. I like that. And that was a gift from one of my kids, gave that to me for Christmas one year. And this one is called, it's from Punch Studio, and it's called Enchanted Ornaments Stocking. This one's been pretty popular the last couple of years. Colette the Highway Stitcher stitched on this one and finished it. She did a beautiful job on it. So, and then someone had said in one of their videos they thought it was going to go out of print. And I was like, what? So I was like, well, I want to go get it. I was going to get it anyway, but it's still very much in print. So I'm not sure where that information came from. All right, I'm going to grab a few more. All right, this was a recent find. It's from 1993, Dimensions. It's a regular Dimensions. I found it on eBay, and there's a sticker right in the middle of the design that I tried getting it off, and it's just like, it's one of those stickers that you just can't get it off. The glue is too sticky or it's too old or something, but it's called Stately Stallion, and it's designed by Merrily Carroll. So if you can imagine that there's like no sticker there, it's actually a really pretty horse on black fabric. Really, really love this one. And I think, actually, I found another one that was dirt cheap. Here's what it looks like, because it doesn't have a sticker on it. But this one came where the threads were already sorted, and it doesn't have the black fabric. So when I found this one, I bought it, and then I realized it didn't have the fabric, and it didn't have, but it has everything. It has the pattern, it has the threads already sorted. But then I found another one that was like the full kit. So I think what I might do, I don't know if anyone would want it, but I might do it as a giveaway, just knowing that there's no black fabric in here. I might do that as a feature giveaway. But neither one of them were very expensive on eBay, so I was like, well, I might as well just go ahead and get it with all the threads and everything where I can sort it. And yeah, I just figured I'd get it again. And okay, this is one that I've wanted for a while, but it's harder to find, and when you do find it, it's really expensive on eBay. But I offered someone, I made an offer on eBay, and the seller took it, and I was like, oh wow, that was awesome, because it's a little on the pricier side, but it's called The Wave. It's from 2000, and the designer is Jim Warren. It's really pretty. Is it this one? Wait, is this the one? No, this one's easier to find. I think it's a different one I'm thinking of. Yeah, it's a different one I'm thinking of that's harder to find. This one I think is actually, there's another one with horses and waves, but this one I think is easier to find. I think you can get this one. But I did get it on eBay. So that's really pretty, The Wave. No, there's a different one. I apologize. I'll get to it. This one I think was okay. This one I found, I just happened to see it on, I think I saw it on a website or on Instagram or something. I was like, oh wow, that's very unique, and I'd never seen it before. It's a regular Dimensions, and the designer is Carolyn Mock. It's from 2001. It's called A Rush of Thunder. So I immediately went out to eBay and looked for it, and it was there, and it was pretty reasonable. So this is one of my recent finds. Oh, I love the horses. They're really pretty. And this one, surprisingly enough, you would think that it's done on white on black Aida, but it's actually black on white Aida. So It looks like maybe some of the horses are not, like some parts of the horses are not stitched, but then all of the black background is stitched. So yeah, I mean, it's 18 count white Aida. So that's interesting. I struggle with black on white because I'm very, very particular about having good coverage, but on 18 count, I think you could probably get pretty good coverage with the black. I don't know, I guess one day maybe we'll see if I ever start that one. The next one is another stocking, and it's by Donna Race, another stocking by Donna Race. And let's see, it's called Candy Cane Santa Stocking. And I like this a lot. This was actually right after Christmas. This was out on Amazon, and it was selling for like $14. I was like, what? That's crazy. So I had to have it. Yeah, that's a pretty one. The next one is a regular dimensions. It's called Teacup Birds. The design is by Wendy Russell. And my daughter gave this to me one year for, I think it was either Mother's Day or my birthday. She gave it to me. It's so cute. She knows I like birds, and the teacups are gorgeous. I thought that was very thoughtful. This one is called The Dolphin's Domain. It's from 1996. It's a regular dimensions, and this was designed by James Hemsworth. And my husband gave this to me for Christmas about 20 years ago because I went through a phase where well, it's not a phase. I mean, I love dolphins, but we had gone on a trip and we had gotten to, I don't know, we were into ocean and dolphins and whales and stuff. And it was like 20 years ago though, but I never stitched it. I don't know why. I think it's beautiful. So one day I am going to stitch this one. All right, here's another recent one that I found on eBay. It's an older one. The artist is Susan von Borstel. It's called Equine Trio, and it's from 2002. It's one that I've wanted for a while, and it's not the easiest to find. I mean, I've seen it out there, and then it goes for crazy prices. But so I just wait. I wait until I can find something at a pretty decent price. And everyone's idea of a decent price is different. For me, it kind of depends. If I have a little extra income, my idea of a decent price is a little higher. If I'm trying to save money or, you know, just looking for a deal, I would say if it's under $50, but it's a very rare out of print, I think that's a very good deal. So, all right, this next one is the one I was referring to before when I said that there was one that was harder to find, and when you do find it, it's a ridiculous price. I had made an offer and they took the offer, which surprised me. This one, it's not, so the other one was called The Wave. This one's called Wave Runners. So this one's a little different. But this, it's stunning. The horses running through the waves. And the artist, did I say the artist is designed by Ruo Lee. And the year, is the year on it? 2004. So another one for my horse collection. I love horses. All right, so this next one is called Victorian Charm, and it's a sunset kit. I'm gonna count this because Sunset was a former brand of Dimensions, so I kind of refer to these also as Dimensions. Because it says copyright 1999 Dimensions, so Sunset was like another one of their brands. So it's called Victorian Charm. It's from 1999, and the designer is Travis Brown. And I got this one on eBay. It was an open kit, and it was another one where, like, you can get this one on Amazon even. It's still available. They reprinted it, but it was such a good deal. I think it was like maybe $13, $14 because it was an open kit. Open, but it still has everything. It has everything. The fabric, the threads. I mean, the threads aren't even sorted, so you can tell it's definitely it's not been used. So, and the fabric is still perfect. So anyway, I thought for that price, again, like, I'm always looking for deals. If I find one that I want in my collection, then I kind of just randomly, not randomly, I guess I periodically do searches on eBay and look for certain ones. I set up alerts too, so sometimes things will come up that and I'll go ahead and make an offer. A lot of times I make an offer and they take it. Or they'll counter with something that they think is reasonable and we meet in the middle. All right, here's another sunset kit. It's called So Very Sweet. S-E-W, So Very Sweet. It's designed by Marjorie Sarnat and it's from 1994 under the Sunset brand. And it's so cute. I love mice. We even had 2 pet mice. My girls each had a pet mouse when they were like maybe like roughly aged like 8 to 10, that age. Of course I cleaned the cages and stuff because it's kind of gross, but and I was like, oh, I don't want to make them do that. There are things we had them do as chores, but I never made them clean the cages. So the little mice were cute, but I've always liked cross-stitch mice in clothing. There's a big thing if you watch Lucky Chance Stitcher, Amanda and Amber Rogue Mama Stitcher were doing a stitch along, and they were doing, I think it was mice with fancy clothes or designer clothes, I don't know, something like that. But they did a stitch along. But like my very first cross stitch chart that my mom took me to the store to pick out for me to do from a chart, so not from a kit or not from like a stamped piece of fabric, but my very first chart that she took me to find, it was, and I have it here on my shelf, it was of a little mouse in a dress sewing. So from the very beginning, I've had an affinity to mice in clothing. So this is one of many of my kits and patterns and designs of mice. Sewing mice, cooking mice, baking mice, all the mice. All right, the next one is another gold collection. The design is by Igor Levashov. It doesn't say the year, but it's called Peonies and Delphiniums. Those flowers are beautiful. I bet you they're very, well, maybe not difficult to stitch, but there's definitely a lot of color change in there, I bet. A lot of backstitch. The next one is called Buttons and Bears. It's designed by Janet Kruskamp. And the year 2005. Buttons and Bears. Isn't that sweet? It's another one with a lot of detail. It would take a while to stitch. I love that one. Oh, I love them all. How am I ever going to choose? I guess part of it is like, I enjoy stitching, but I also enjoy, like, this is so fun right now. Like, it's been a while since I've gone through all my kits to see the ones that I have, and I've been so guilty. There's been a couple times in the last few months where I find one on eBay and I'm like, oh, I love that one. I really want that one. And I'm like, like I have this habit now of like, I need to check, make sure I don't already have it, because I have bought kits twice, which is so embarrassing. But I mean, it means I love them, right? Which is good. But that's, I mean, it's good for all you guys because I'll probably end up doing them as giveaways if I buy extra copies. But yeah, I got to be better about that. I need to keep checking. And there's been a couple times where I checked, I'm like, oh, I already have that one. I can't buy that again. But it means I really like it. Okay, the next one is called Spring Fairy, and it's designed by Ruth Sanderson. There's a series of 4 of these, and this is the spring one. There's actually another one that has more of like a, I guess we call it the winter fairy. It's not really winter. It's kind of, I'll show that one next. Woodland Enchantress. But anyway, Spring Fairy. Several people I've seen working on this one. Woodland Enchantress is the other one, also by Ruth Sanderson. And see, this one, it's Woodland Enchantress. It's not really winter fairy, but at the same time, it definitely has like that winter, like it's like fall going into winter. Kind of a, I don't know, that's how I look at it, but. No, I guess there's snow on the other side too. There's snow over here too, so it's just, it kind of looks more like a winter piece. And I have them out of order. Oh, here we go. And then we have Summer Fairy, which is also Ruth Sanderson. This is the latest one from the design series, from the 4 fairies that came out. And I didn't have any of these fairies. I had some birthday money on a gift card, and I was like, I think I want to get the 4 fairies, because soon enough, one of these is going to go out of print, and then I'm not going to be able to get it. So I ended up using my birthday money for that. And then the last one is the Fall Fairy by Ruth Sanderson. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at the colors in there. And there's gold beads in that one too. Really pretty. Sorry for all the glare. I know I keep apologizing, but I know that can be annoying in videos, so. All right, this next one's called, and you can see they're not in any order because I literally just pulled them out because I brought everything up from my my old craft room and just kind of put it on shelves and didn't really sort anything. So I'm not gonna sort it here in this video because that would be really annoying for you guys, but it's just not in any order. This one is Hummingbird Wreath from Lena Lou. There's a series of wreaths. What's the year on this one? I don't see a year on this one. There's a series of wreaths by Lena Lou, and I tried to get all of them. I think you can still get this one. I don't think it's too hard to find, but it's beautiful. Don't quote me on whether you can get these or not. I think you can get them. I haven't looked at this one for a while, but they always come up on the secondary market. They're not always cheap. This one I think is fairly reasonable. There are a couple other ones that are a little less reasonable. The next one is from 1995 from Robert LeBron, and it's called Milady's Chateau. I found this one on eBay, probably within the past year or so. And I think it was, I can hear the theme song from her video in my head. Oh, it's horrible. She does all full coverage. I'm gonna have to put it on the screen or put it in the notes or something. I honestly, it's horrible. Carla, I'm so sorry I can't remember your channel. Carla, it's horrible. Carla, Stitch Me Sane. Oh, finally. Okay. My brain is sometimes like, it's slow, but it's getting better. Sometimes things don't come right away, but they come. Okay, so Carla from Stitch Me Sane. She was the one who said, or she got it as a gift, and so she was going to start it. So I immediately like looked for it and found it. And but look at the castle in there. Look at that. And look at the horses and the, oh, that would be so fun to stitch. I love that one. All right, next one is called Parrot Tulips, and it's designed by Fran DiGiacomo, and I don't see a year on it, but Parrot Tulips. I love the vase on that one. Actually, I really love the scroll wood right here. It looks very realistic, and that's even just in a picture, it looks realistic. And the flowers are so colorful. And that was a gift from my daughter. One of them. One of my daughters. This is called Victorian Elegance. And I apologize, it's got a printed picture from, like I printed it because I bought it on eBay. It has everything in it. It has the fabric, which is interesting. The fabric actually is a 28 count even weave. That's what it looks like. It had the pattern, the fabric, the threads, everything was here, except it just didn't have the outer case. So it's like the, you know how you can get the, used to be able to get, they came in a package with cardboard on the outside, and this packet would be on the inside, and it would be sealed. Well, it's still sealed, or no, it's not, it's taped. I lied. It's taped on the side, so, oh no, it's not. That's my tape. No, it's fully sealed. It's just that it got removed from the outer packaging. I put tape on it so I could tape the printout to the front. So it's called Victorian Elegance, designed by Sue Halstenberg. Really pretty. It's got ribbon embroidery in it, which I've never done before. It's got gold thread or gold trim, and it's got some beads. So I think it's really pretty. But it's, I don't know. I'm always paranoid people think I'm, I don't know. I don't want people to think I'm just like printing out And anyway, because this one's very readily available, I think you can get it pretty cheap on eBay. But for whatever reason, I went with this one because I couldn't find it, and I finally found it. It came up, and it was, I think it was like less than $20, so I went ahead and got it. But I do think you can still get this one. So, like, you don't have to go find all these kits that are, like, open, and if you don't like that, don't do that. I don't mind it. If I can get a good deal on a kit and it's all intact and it doesn't smell weird, or, you know, yeah. If it's not moldy or had, you know, you can tell sometimes with stuff like, it looks like it's got some staining on it. I don't think I would do that, but anyway. This next one's called Passion Flower Angel. It's by Lori Snow Hine, and it's a regular dimensions from 2011. And I think that's really cute. Just adorable. All right, the next one is Serenity's Garden, designed by Edward Tadillo, and it's from 2002. Serenity's Garden. It's really pretty. This is another find on eBay. Next one is Rose Cuttings. I think a lot of people have this one, or maybe they just printed so many of them, but I feel like they're everywhere. You can still get pretty easily and pretty inexpensively. The design is by Christy Rapacy. It's a regular dimensions kit. It's called Rose Cuttings. Very pretty. I wouldn't say it's like my top favorite design or anything, but at the same time, I'm like, if it's so easy to find, like, I might not just ever stitch it, but I don't know, it's part of a collection. So I figured I'd just get it because it's part of a collection. The next one is called Lovely Victorian Home by George Bjorkland from 1998. Lovely Victorian Home. And I got this as a gift from my mother and father-in-law. My husband's parents were very sweet, and they got this for me, and it was, I think it was back in 1999. I think it might have been like first Christmas after I got married. So that was very thoughtful. I think this one's a little harder to find now. I don't know if it's out, I mean, it's not in print anymore. I don't know if it's, there are a couple that have like sailboats in the background, and they're like this like seaside. There's another one that's a square, and I know that one's a little harder to find. This one though, I don't think it comes up as often, but I could be wrong. All right, this is another wreath from Lena Lou. It's called Wreath of Roses. And this is one that doesn't always, like, it was an open kit. Not open because they opened it, but open because I think it was just old and it just started falling apart. But I saw Luda stitching this, or that she wasn't showing in her video that she was stitching it. She showed that she had finished it. So she was walking around showing a lot of her finishes, and when I saw it, I thought, oh, that's really, really pretty. So I found it. It was like 5 or 6 years ago, probably, I found it. Really, really pretty. It's probably one of my favorites of the wreath series. Although I really like the hummingbirds too, though. That one's really pretty too. There's a Christmas wreath that is really expensive when it comes up, and it's not my favorite of the wreaths, and I've never bought it. I probably won't. But I do like the other wreaths. The next one's called Innocent Guardian. It is from James Hemsworth from 1996. And my husband bought this one for me for Christmas, early when we first got married. Probably like early 2000s for Christmas, he bought it for me. I thought it was so pretty. And Amanda Lucky Chance Stitcher is working on this one. She already started it. She switched out the fabric. Instead of doing the beige, she switched out the fabric to something really, really pretty. I haven't decided what I would do with that one yet. The next one, here's another one that I ended up with 2, but there's a story why I ended up with 2. The first time I bought it, the person that listed it on eBay said it was new and had never been opened, but when I got it, it had been opened and it had been started and the threads had all been organized. Or, well, the threads already came organized, so like they came on they were already pre-organized is what it looks like. But it was already started. Not very many stitches. Like there were only like maybe, I don't know if it's worth opening it to show you, but not very many stitches on it. But I kind of was annoyed because they listed it and said it was brand new and had never been opened, but it had been started. So I checked on eBay and I found another one that was even cheaper than that one, which I was like, I don't know why I didn't see this one. So I went ahead and got it, and I got a brand new one. And it's a newer, so it comes with the pre-sorted on that. So anyway, did I even show you what it is? Sorry if I didn't show you what it was. It's called Inner Garden by Sandra Cook. So I ended up with 2 of them. So one of them will be the one that's already started. I mean, if you guys don't care that it's already started, I'll do it as a giveaway. I mean, I hope somebody would want it, but I don't mind that it was already started, because I was like, oh, I could probably just go ahead and like, I could either frog the stitches and restart it just to make sure it's in the right place, or just keep working on whatever was started. It was literally like 20 stitches, but I don't know. At the time I was just kind of annoyed, and I think I was stressed out from work, and I was like, this isn't right. This shouldn't be this way. So I just went and found another one, but anyway. But it's really pretty. I love her shawl. Look at the shawl. Like it's all the threads that are hanging just like an actual shawl. Yeah, it's going to be really pretty. Lots of flowers. So colorful. All right, here's another wreath but this one's not from Lena Lou. It's from Karen Avery. And it's called Wreath of All Seasons. Super pretty. Oh, I like that. I thought that was a nice one to have in my collection. I would do the roses probably first, or probably the roses and the hummingbirds I would do first. This one's called A Summer Stroll, designed by James Hemsworth. You've probably heard his name a few times in the video. I do like his work a lot. It's from 1998, A Summer Stroll. It's very, very pretty. I love ladies in dresses, which is why I love all the Mirabilias. A lot of the Mirabilias. Some of her newer ones are very different, but there was one released today that I absolutely fell in love with called Pretty in Pink. But I'll talk about that in another video because I have plans for her. Today we're talking about kits. The next one's called Wind Moon Fairy, and it's designed by Nini Thomas. And this one, Amanda Lucky Chance Stitcher has actually finished this one. She completed it. She subbed out the background fabric instead of stitching all the background. She found a nice background fabric that was hand dyed and looked very, very similar to the stitched background. And then she just stitched the moon and the fairy and the cat, and it turned out amazing. It's really good. I like that one. I don't know what I would do if I would stitch the background or not. It does look like a lot of background stitching. I don't know. All right, this next one's called Pleasures of Winter, and the designer is Terry Redlin. It's a very pretty one with the horses and the sleigh. So pretty. This is another one that looks like part of that little same town. And again, it's a different artist, but it's still got that church in the background, and it just looks like the same little town. This one's called Winter Celebration by Nikki Bomey. It's a beautiful tree. I had heard somewhere that this one went out of print, so I went and found it. I found it on Amazon, but it was the last one it said last one, and then I don't know. I haven't looked for it again, so I don't know if it's out of print or available or not. The next one is called Holiday Village, also by Nikki Bomey. Again, this looks like that same Christmas tree. It almost looks like here's the village, and then the other shot was like here's the tree with all the other stuff going on on the other side of the tree. See what I mean? It's almost like that's the same tree, and that's like, it could make a bigger scene. I think that's pretty cool. Same artist, so I would think it's probably the same little town. And this one's called Sweet Memories, and this designer's Terry Redlin, so that's the same as the other Terry Redlin. Where is it? Yeah. So Terry Redlin did this one that I just showed, Pleasures of Winter, but then also did this one. So this is the Sweet Memories. So this one is the same artist. So it all feels like the same little towns, which is really neat. Yeah, so that is the Sweet Memories. And again, I love the little horses and the people. And the little, there's like a little dog and cat here. They're so cute. And this one's called Santa's Sleigh. Artwork is by R.J. McDonald, and it's from 2001. This is that packaging I was talking about, the paper packaging where you have the bag with the kit inside, and then my Victorian charm one, or with the Victorian lady that I printed out the cover photo. It was just missing this outer part. It was just the inside, but anyway, I really like this one. He's an older one, but I just love the colors and the little bunny and the little cardinal. So cute. This next one is a very special gift. It's called Santa's Midnight Ride by Donna Race. And it was a very special gift that I got from our very special cross-stitch world friend, Vonna Pfeiffer. She sent it to me at a very special time, and it was, I wouldn't say a special time in my life, a hard time of my life. My mom had just passed away, and she just sent this to me with a card, and it was just so thoughtful. It meant so much to me when she sent it. So this one I really would like to start and work on. It's the same with my Frosty Morning. The ones that people actually gave to me that are so meaningful, I want to have them stitched on my wall, because then I can just see them and know like where it came from and that it means so much. It's, yeah, I don't want to keep tearing up, because that's what happens when I do that. All right, this next one is also another very special, sorry for the noise, another very special gift. This was a Christmas present that I got from Amanda, Lucky Chance Stitcher. She gave it to me at Stitch North this year, and it's unbelievable. I don't know, she just has a way with finding amazing things. It's called Glad Tidings Stocking from Lena Lou. It's from 1998. It's not just beautiful. Look at that. It's out of print, very hard to find, and I think it goes for a whole lot of money on eBay. So in fact, I don't even see it come up. So I don't know where she found it, but amazing. I'm sure there's a story. There's always a story. But look at, oh, this is another one that I'd love to start. Although, who was it that reminded me on Instagram today? Not on Instagram, it was on YouTube. Someone had reminded me that Jolly July is coming soon, and I was like, oh yeah, what am I going to work on for Jolly July? And I was thinking about Santa's Magic, and there's like some other Christmas ones, and then I was like, oh, maybe I'll start a stocking, another stocking. I only have one other stocking started, and it's not going very well. I'll show you later. I've showed it recently in a video, and it's just okay. Not happy with how it's, I'll talk about that later. Anyway, I love, love, love the stocking. This one's called Sweet Dreams Stocking, and the designer is Sue Allison. I got this one off of Amazon. It's still available. It's It's really sweet. I love that. It's a cute little scene. It's so colorful too. The next one is a stocking. It's a regular dimension stocking, and it's called Cute Carolers. And this one I got pretty recently. It just happened to come up on eBay. When I was scrolling, I saw it. I was like, oh, that's really cute. And I couldn't believe the price on it. It's another one I made an offer, and they said yes. It's from 2005, and the designer is Trisha Santry. Cute Caroler stocking. Isn't that sweet? Look at their little faces. Those are so adorable. Even the snowman is singing. They're so cute. Yeah, I like that one. Very sweet. Now this one's, I'm showing it because it was a dimensions kit. I bought it and it's just the pattern. And I do that sometimes. If I find something that is, it's like $7 on eBay or something, you know, and it's like super cheap to mail it. If it's just the pattern, as long as the pattern's not all written up and hard to read, then I don't see why you don't just get the pattern, because you can convert dimensions threads to DMC. There's conversions online. I think it's cyberstitchers.com has a conversion from dimensions to DMC floss, so I've used that before. Anyway, this is called Cardinals on Sled from Donna Race. And this one you can get. Like, I could have just bought the full kit, but it's like, I don't know if I would stitch it right away anyway, so I just went ahead and just got the pattern. I've done that a couple of times. But I've also had some issues converting to DMC, which is what I'll talk about on the stocking that I had issues with. Alright, this one is called Noble Quest, and the designer is Harry J. Shar. And it's an older one. It's got the bag. It's got the old print. What's the year? 1994. So this is a really old one, but Noble Quest. There's a FlossTuber who showed her finish of this. I want to say it was Hoop It Up with Jan, but I could be wrong. But I think that might be who it is. Anyway, she showed this and I was just floored. I absolutely love it with the horse. And I'm very much into the native cultures, First Peoples, First Nations, and their culture, and like I just think it's beautiful, the way that they were at one with nature and the way that they took care of nature, and it was just a very peaceful, not peaceful. I know there was fighting and wars and stuff, but like this imagery is very peaceful to me, and I love it. So I got that one. The next is a regular, or it's a sunset. It's a sunset dimensions kit called Noble Reflections, and it's designed by Sandy Bodine. It's from 1997. And again, I like the nature and the native peoples. I thought that was very pretty. It was a very cheap find on eBay. I was like, sometimes you just can't pass it up, you know? Here's another James Hemsworth design from 1997, and it's called Proud and Noble. That's amazing. It's got a whole bunch of beads in it. The beads are like all in here and in here. They're blue. They're like the light blue where you see it. And I think it's even like these right here, these little things. Those are all blue beads that are dangling there. I like that one. I thought these two kind of went together. I mean, they don't look exactly the same, but I thought they would be nice if they were framed similarly and hanging on the wall. And I like the little buffalo here in the clouds. This next is a gold collection called Hidden Spirits, and it's from 2001. It doesn't say who the designer is. It doesn't say, which is very unusual. They usually give credit to the artist on the, but it's from 2001. It just says a design and counted cross stitch. Anyway, it's called Hidden Spirits. I like that one too. Oh, you got the big cat with then you get like the big cat up here too. That's really neat. This next one is it's an older one. Comes in a bag. It's actually my second copy of Thunder Ridge. I have 2 copies of Thunder Ridge. One of them I've already started, and I'll show that one later. This one I bought, the designer is Chris Cummings. He's my favorite, of course. But I bought it because another FlossTuber reached out to me and said that she had bought a Thunder Ridge kit, and when she got it, the pattern wasn't in it. So she reached out because she said, oh, someone told me that you have that kit because you showed it on an old FlossTube. And I said, yes, I do have it. And I'm kind of, I didn't feel good about photocopying it or scanning it and sending it. So I went on eBay and found another kit of Thunder Ridge, and I bought it, and I pulled the pattern out of it, and I sent it to her. So I felt better rather than, because you can still, well, it's out of print, but you can still get it, and I just felt kind of like I shouldn't just like photocopy it or anything. So now I have a full kit with the threads and the fabric and everything to do it a second time. Or what I thought I might do is when I finish mine someday, maybe, if I ever finish it, which I hope I do. I mean, it's Chris Cummings. I do want to have a focus on horses and Chris Cummings and like some of my favorite horse kits in the coming next year or two. 2026 is Year of the Horse in Chinese culture, which I'm not really big into, like Year of the Dragon, Year of the Rat, Year of the Rabbit. Like, I don't really think about that too much because it's not part of my culture. But the fact that this is Year of the Dragon, but then like 2 years from now is Year of the Horse, I'm like, I mean, that could kind of fit as a theme. I could like just focus on horses that year, but we'll see. But I thought if I finish my other, like my Thunder Ridge that I had started, what I might do is take the pattern, because I don't mark the pattern. I do make working copies of the patterns that I work on, so it's not marked up at all. I thought I might take that pattern and put it in this kit, and then I could do it as a giveaway. So this will probably be a future giveaway, just so you know. Did I show it? Thunder Ridge, did I show it? Sorry. Thunder Ridge, Chris Cummings. It's beautiful. This is one of my favorites. I have a story about why this one means a lot to me, but I'll save that for another time. Actually, I have an old video where I showed my whips and I talked about my story. It had to do with my vision, and I had a point where I actually for 4 years couldn't stitch, and I thought I wasn't ever going to be able to stitch again because I had issues with my eyes, but everything is good now, and I almost got rid of all my cross stitch stuff. It was crazy. Like, it was probably maybe 12, 14 years ago. It was a long time ago, but I almost did get rid of all of my cross stitch stuff because I was so sad that I would never get to stitch again. But so that's the abbreviated version of the story. But I'm good now. I'm stitching. I have all my stuff. But that was the first kit that I tried to work on when I had issues with my eyes. And so just a good reminder of, take care of our vision, our eyesight, eat properly. I think that diet and what we consume does affect our organs and our vision and everything. So anyway, Mare and Foal is the next one. It's another Chris Cummings, and Luda stitched this one. I don't see the year on it. But Luda stitched this one, and I just, 2009, my jaw dropped when she finished it. I think by that time I already had this one. But when I saw her stitch on it, I seriously wanted to start it, but I was like, no, I can't keep starting stuff. I need to finish stuff. But that hasn't helped. I'm still starting stuff and not finishing stuff, so I have quite a few whips. But it's beautiful. I love this one. This one will, like, if I do a Year of the Horse stitching, that will be one that I definitely want to work on. All right, this one's called Flight of Freedom, and it's by Ruan Manning. And this one I bought, it's just pattern only. It didn't come with any flosses, and it didn't come with any fabric. But what it did come with is 2 very marked up copies of the pattern, like 2 copies of the pattern, which is really strange. you know, typically you'll get one copy, but I mean, they said it was, it's very tattered. Like it definitely stained, like the first copy of it. And the second one's not much better, but there's like holes in it. And I'm not showing the whole pattern, but like there's actually holes in it on the fold lines where, and where it's been folded so many times that, and stained, that you actually can't see the symbols in a lot of places where it's torn. But so that's the first copy of the pattern, but there's two, so I guess whoever had this bought two kits and then they just stuck the pattern. The second one is also stained, but and it's also torn like everywhere on the folds, but I'm hoping that maybe between the two patterns I can read. Like, I think it'll be okay. I just need to make a photocopy before it gets any worse. A working copy. And then hopefully between the two, the symbols will be okay. And I think it'll be fine. But I was talking to, Alicia, Adventures of Stitching, because she said she has this kit. And so we talked about maybe doing a July 4th start on this one. So we'll see. I think this might be one that I'll have to get some fabric. But and I'll have to convert and get some flosses, but I'm sure I could get a start on it. Especially the flag. I mean, blues and reds and white. I'm sure I can at least get a start on something. This one is called African Lions. Did I say who this was? Oh yeah, I did. I said it was Rowan Manning. Okay, this one's African Lions. The designer is Donald Grant. And the year is 1998. African Lions. Isn't that gorgeous? Beautiful. And I know there's a stitcher who does dimension kits, and she has finished this one, I think. But I can't remember her name, so I don't know why I brought it up. If I can't remember the name, I shouldn't mention it. This is a sunset kit called Majestic Eagle, and it's from 1997. And I don't see an artist. I don't see an artist. It just says Majestic Eagle. So the artist name is not on the front. This is another really good deal that I found on eBay. I made an offer and they took it. And this one as well. It's another sunset kit called Eagle in Moonlight. This one's designed by Barry Chall from 2001. And it's on black Ada. So and it's not a lot of colors. There's like just like very neutral colors. And I thought, is that going to be boring to stitch that? But that's probably not. I think the moon would be very interesting. And the bird too. The branches might be a little tedious. That's very pretty. This one is called The Guardian, designed by Colin Bogle. And it's from 2005. And I always thought there was only one wolf here, and then if you look over here, you can see another one hidden in the trees. I don't think you can get this one anymore. I think it's out of print, and I haven't seen it on eBay a lot, but I haven't looked recently either, so it might be out there. This one is still readily available. I think it's been reprinted multiple times. It's from 2005. It's called Silent Flight. The designer is R.W. Hedge. And I think you can still get this one on, like you can get it on Amazon. That's a really pretty one. This guy is really pretty. This is regular dimensions called Feasting Frenzy. Design is by Marilee Carroll. Feasting Frenzy. It's really pretty. I love the birds. I think Elise from eCrafty in Colorado, I think she started this one, or has plans to. This is a newer one, I think. I think it's from the McNeil Studio. It's called Kitten in the Window, and I think you can still get this one on Amazon as well. That's really cute. And I've seen it go pretty cheap on eBay. I'm not sure why. Maybe the dimensions. It's I think it's 12 by 12. So it's unusual, I think, to find one that's an exact square. But the kitten is so cute. I keep seeing this one pop up and I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I have that one. I had to check a couple times. I'm like, yeah, I have that one. Because you can get it pretty cheap, actually. I think that's another one that has come up for a pretty reasonable price. Next is another Chris Cummings kit called Galloping Horses. And I don't see the year on it. 2007. It's called Galloping Horses. It's beautiful. I love this one. And this one came, it was open. And they told me in the listing it said it was open, but it had not been started. And it hadn't been started. The only thing that's been done is that the fabric edging has been, it's just been serged already. So whoever had it, they serged the edge, but hey, I'm okay with that. That means I don't have to do it. But all the threads and everything are here, and the pattern and everything is here, and no problem at all. There's actually there's a ton of floss in this one. I'm guessing because it's full coverage, like there's a ton of, it's gonna be very confetti heavy. Super pretty though, I love this one. And I only have 2 more kits, I think. No, that's not true. That's not true. I have a couple more. Yeah, okay. I've got a few more. A few more that I haven't started. Well, I guess I have this other shelf over here too, which are not dimensions, but I think I'll go through those ones too. Okay, so this is called, another Chris Cummings. It's called Wild Rush. It's from 2003. I love that. It's so pretty. And the next is Wild Horse by Lisa Audit, Wild Apple Graphics. It's called Wild Horse. It's a regular dimensions. It's kind of cutesy. It's a horse. It's cutesy. I don't mind that though. It's very pretty. And this one you can still get on Amazon. It's still available. This one's called Teddy and Kittens. It's from 2008. And the designer is Leslie Harrison. It's really cute. I mean, I love teddy bears. Teddy bears, cats, puppies, horses, animals. The next one's called Teddy Tea Party from Donna Barton from 1992. And this is an older one. Very cute. I think that's adorable. And this one is Persis Clayton Weir's. It's called Horses by a Stream. This one I kind of think pairs, I think it's the same designer as Frosty Morning. But it's, yeah, Horses by Stream. What's the year on this one? 2005. And it definitely goes with Mare and Foal, Horses by a Stream, and Frosty Morning. Those 3 are like the 3 that I always thought I would want to do all 3 and frame them next to each other. Very peaceful. Before I get into the kits that are here on my shelf, I think I kind of forgot. I'll go ahead and pull, I have a whole bunch of Petites, Gold Collection Petite kits, and I'm going to go ahead and grab those and I'll show you those ones. I took a few minutes to put everything back on my shelf. A few minutes. And I'm a little out of breath now because I had to bend over and do a bunch of stuff and get into some of my shelves that are like around the corner behind my rocking chair. So anyway, those are all put back. And I'm going to show you my Gold Collection Petites. And some of them are not Gold Collection, they're just Petite, but I'm going to go ahead and show those to you. All right, this is called Equine Pear from 2000, and it's designed by Todd Trainer. And you can see I got it on eBay because it has a sticker, and that's not from me, so. But that's really cute. So I have Equine Trio, which is the full-size gold collection, and then this is Equine Pear. So they kind of go together. These Petites, I've done Petites before, and they're not that easy. They're small, but they're also pretty detailed. So there's a lot of color change because they're trying to still get the same dimensional effect and detail on a smaller piece, and so there tends to be a whole lot more color change. So, and sometimes it's more backstitching, but anyway, they're still fun, and I love to have them. This one's called Santa's Secret, designed by Patty Gay, and I don't see a year on it, but Santa's Secret. I think you can still get this one. Let's see if I can try to get out of the light. Okay, there we go. And you can still get this one. I've seen some people have stitched it up. I've seen it on Instagram. It's really cute. I like that one. This is called Christmas Stories. Design is by Tom Browning. Not sure the year. Some of them don't have the year again. I don't. If it doesn't have a year, I don't know. I think this one's harder to find now, though. I waited for a while for this one to pop up on eBay at a reasonable price. So it's called Christmas Stories. Very sweet. This is Beacon at Rocky Point. Designer is, I don't know. It doesn't say. It doesn't say. There's a whole collection. I think there's 4 Lighthouse Petites, and this is Beacon at Rocky Point. My husband got this for me for Christmas one year. Beacon at Rocky Point. So there's 4. I don't think I have all 4. I think I might have 1 or 2. I know, well, I have 1. Obviously, I have 1 I just showed you. I think I have another one, but this is Friends of the Snowman by Martha Edwards from 2002. It's a pretty one. I like it. This one's called Good Morning. And Persis Clayton Weirs. He's the same one who did Horses by a Stream and Frosty Morning. Sorry, looking at it. It's called Good Morning. You can still get this one on Amazon. So pretty. This one's called Hot Chocolate by John Weiss. Cute little puppy. I like his face. He's a sweet little boy. Or girl. I guess it could be a girl, but I don't know. It just reminds me of a little puppy. Chickadees in Spring by Bradley Jackson. And I got this one when I was in Branson last fall. People had told us when you go to Branson, there's a store there and they have everything. And I was like, well, I mean, you can't have everything, right? I mean, they probably don't have cross stitch. Like, whatever people say, like, oh, there's a store that has everything. Whatever you go in, you'll find anything you could possibly want. And I'm like, people say that, but they don't know about cross stitchers and they don't know about cross stitch. Well, they were right, because I went in and they had like a whole like display full of all of like the gold collection Petites. And I was like, oh my goodness. And then I was trying to remember. I was like, which ones do I already have? Which ones do I don't have? And I couldn't remember. So I wanted to get one. So I knew I didn't have Chickadees in Spring. I have Lilacs and Chickadees, which is the large dimensions gold collection, which I haven't shown you yet because I haven't gone through the ones I've already started yet. But whenever I would look for Lilacs and Chickadees, this one came up because it's Chickadees in Spring. So I knew I didn't have it because I had never bought it. So I got it. So I got this one in Branson as a souvenir last fall. I think we're going to go back again this fall. So I'm going to go back to that store and I'm going to have a list of the ones I already have so I don't have to question Which ones do I have? This is called Stacked Teacups by Susan Wingett. I think I picked this one up at Joann's or Michael's or Hobby Lobby, one of those places, probably Hobby Lobby. Hardly any of the craft stores, box stores around here carry cross stitch anymore. DMC threads and a few Ada fabrics, and that's about it. DMC needles, hoop frames, maybe an off-brand Q-snap. So that's kind of sad. Because I used to get all kinds of kits and stuff at Michael's when they used to have stuff, and same with Joann's and Hobby Lobby. But I guess cross stitch just isn't that. I mean, we know that cross stitch is amazing, but I guess it's going. Fewer people are doing it anymore, is what it seems like. Furry Friends. I got this one on eBay, and it had previously been opened, but it was only $5, and everything's in it. Like, it hasn't been started. The threads are all there. The pattern's there. Everything was fine. I was like, well, $5 plus a couple bucks for shipping, so I went ahead and got it. It's from 2012, Furry Friends. That's so cute. A little kitten and a duckling. It's very cute. This one's called Feline Love. It's from 2006. And I don't know who the artist, Martha Edwards. Feline Love. This one is called Believe in Santa. And I think I got this one at Hobby Lobby or Joann's or something too, because it's easier to find. It's called Believe in Santa. And the designer doesn't say. I'm not sure who the designer is, but it's really cute. It's all stitched in the background, like all the little musical notes, and then this whole. So I think there'd be a lot of detail to stitch in that one. This is a regular dimensions Petites, which I had not seen a whole lot of these before. I think they're becoming a little more easy to find, because usually it's just been the gold collection Petites, but now I'm seeing some other Petite ones, 5x7, that are not gold collection. But this one's called Goldfinch and Lilacs. Designer is also, oh, Susan Bourdet. It's a cute one. I got this one on Amazon. And then another 5x7 mini dimensions that's not gold collection Petite. It's called Horse Pals by Barbara Gibson. I think this would stitch up pretty quickly. I mean, there's just not a ton of stitching. I think that would stitch up really quickly. I like it. I might keep this one out. This one's called Santa's Feathered Friend from 2009. This one is a little harder to find. And designed by Hazel Lincoln. Santa's Feathered Friend. I love this one. I just love that it's in the lighting and the little bird, little chickadee. Like just the lighting in this one to me is just, it's nighttime obviously, and it's snowing, but it's I love this one. And this one stitched up is gorgeous. The next one is from 2007, designed by Laura Regan. It's called Butterfly Vignette. I think this one's pretty easy to find. Very colorful. Nice one for spring. This is called Hydrangea in Bloom from 2003, and the designer is Catherine White. And I got this one after I saw Luda stitched it. It looked really pretty. I think she switched out, like it comes with beads, And I think instead of doing the beads in the center of the flowers, I think she might have done French knots instead. I could be wrong on that. But I think that's what she did instead of doing beads. Maybe, or maybe that was someone else. I know somebody's done it with French knots instead of beads. Might not have been her. This is called A Kiss for Snowman from 2009, and its design is from Hazel Lincoln. Another popular one. I bought it right at the beginning of the like, oh, everyone's gonna stitch on A Kiss for Snowman, and then everybody stitched on it, and then I got tired of seeing everybody else stitch on it, so I didn't start it. But I really like it, it's cute. I like snowmen. And teddy bears. And animals. Alright, I thought I had 2 lighthouses, I'm not wrong. So the other one was Beacon at Rocky Point. This one is called Cliffside Beacon by T.C. Chu. And I don't know the year. Yeah, Cliffside Beacon. So I have 2 of the 4. I think there's 4. It's a pretty one. And the next one's called Warm and Fuzzy, designed by Jean Monty. It's little teddy bears. They're so adorable. And this is the last of my Petites, and it's called Flowers and Hummingbird from 2006. I was on a mission to get this one after I saw Luda stitch it. Mike Capser. I saw Luda stitch this one and I was like, I have to have that. It's amazing and beautiful. And so I found it eventually. I didn't find it right away. So pretty. And we have actually hummingbirds right outside our kitchen window. We don't have all the flowers like that. We have some lilac bushes, but yeah, we have our hummingbird feeder right outside our kitchen window. So I like that one. Okay, those are the Petites. So I'm not sure if I should do kits next, like still more non-started kits. I guess I will. I'll do all the rest of my non-started kits and then I'll show you the kits that I've already started. I'll do it that way. I'll save all the zippers and stuff for the end. I'm gonna pull them off the shelf. And then I think I'm gonna just like put them back on, no, maybe I'll put them back on the shelf as I go. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna be annoying for you. And I still have more kits that I've ordered that haven't arrived yet. So I'll show my kits that haven't arrived yet in upcoming videos. I'll start with a couple of recent purchases. So this is a Bucilla kit. It's called Feed My Sheep. It's designed by Kathy A. Fincher from 2005. It's called Feed My Sheep. This one doesn't come up very often. I think it's pretty hard to find, but I had an alert set on eBay and I was hoping that one day it would pop up, and I don't know, I've had it set for months and months, and then all of a sudden one night it didn't pop up in an alert, but I was just out looking on eBay and I checked my alerts and it was there, and I thought, oh my goodness, it had just been listed, so I bought it right away. And I didn't offer anything. Someone else that looked like had already put an offer on it. I was like, I'll just pay full price. I want it. I've been looking for this for a long time. Not a long time, months and months, but I guess that's not that long. But when I saw it, it was beautiful. The stained glass reminds me of, this reminds me of me when I was a little girl. I grew up going to church and I had a little white Bible, and I had it's a little stuffed sheep, but I actually had a little ceramic sheep that looked exactly like that. And it just reminds me of when I was young. So I love that one. Whoops, sorry, that was loud. I'm gonna try not to be too loud. This is a Luca S kit that I bought recently. It's called Butterflies Magic. And I've been working, oh, I didn't bring that one up. My last video I showed the girl selling flowers, or portrait of girl that I've been working on. I didn't bring it up to show today, but it's in my last video, and it's on the cover of like my thumbnail on my video. But once I was working on that one, I saw this one and decided that I was going to go ahead and get this one too. Yeah, it's called Butterflies Magic. I think it's so colorful with the butterflies. Oh, it's just so pretty. I really like Luca S kits, the one that I started. I mean, I've only done just the one that I started, but I really, really like it. It's very easy to work on. It comes with all of the threads that are all on these bobbins, like these long bobbins. I really like working off of those. It's actually been pretty easy. I've got a couple of shepherd's bush and drawn thread kits. I'll show you those ones. So this one's called, it's by the Drawn Thread. It's called the Cloister Garden. It came with all of the threads, but it did not come with the fabric. So chart, beads, needle, everything except for, and silks, but it just didn't come with, I don't know if you can see it very well. It just didn't come with fabric. But yeah, it's hard to tell. It's a very dark photo, but it's called the Cloister Garden, and it's got some like little topiary gardens, and yeah, if you're familiar with the Drawn Thread, that's kind of what they do on some of those. This one is from Shepherd's Bush, and it's called the Potting Shed. And this one I got at Michael's years and years ago, like probably 20 years ago. It came with the charms, the beads, the silk threads, the fabric. It came with everything in it. Like, I mean, Michael's used to sell really cool kits. And now they don't sell any kits. Rocky Mountain Sampler. This is by Jeanette Douglas. I love this one. I'm doing another Jeanette Douglas design. It's the Anne of Green Gables. Oh, it's not Anne of Green Gables, but it's Maritime Sampler. And it has like the Green Gables house, and it has a whole bunch of stuff about like Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, Prince Edward Island. And this is another one by her that I'd like to do. So it's called, it came with the fabric and the chart, but I'll have to get the threads. So Rocky Mountain Sampler. It's hard to see. I know it's hard to see because it's such a small print, but this next one, this is actually one I got recently. Looks like the original person who had it had bought it from AC Moore. And it's from 2000. It's called Tales of the Riverbank. It's got a little teddy bear with some ducks, a mama duck and the baby ducks, and he's fishing. And I feel like they're telling each other stories. I don't know. It's just cute. And I like how it breaks out of the frame. So you stitched like the little the border, but then it's just like popping out on each side. I like that. I think it's different. I have a Hometown Collection kit from Designs for the Needle. It's called Best Friends. And at first I thought the cat was angry and was trying to eat the little mouse. But now I'm realizing that they're actually friends, and the mouse is actually pouring milk into the kitty's bowl so that the kitty can have some milk. So they're actually friends. The cat's not mad. He looks mad, but he's not mad. And this is some of those kits I was talking about with the mice and the dresses, mice in clothing. This one's called New Dress, also from Designs for the Needle. It's so cute. Got the little tomato pin cushion. I think everyone's mom and grandma has a tomato pin cushion. I have my mom's, and that's precious. So this next kit is a Leisure Arts kit from Teresa Wentzler. It's the Castle Sampler. And this came as the full kit with all the threads and the fabric and everything in it. I don't know why the needle is in the fabric. It's unopened. I guess there was a time when they used to actually just put the needle in the fabric to sell it that way, because this has never been opened. But I would not do that. But Castle Sampler. one I'm going to take, it came in a big giant Ziploc bag because it was open. And it's a Thomas Kincaid design from Candemar Designs. It's called The End of a Perfect Day, and I thought that was a beautiful scene. It does look like the end of a perfect day, doesn't it? Very serene and peaceful. And the kit was open, but everything is in it. All the threads and the fabric and everything are in it. And the design. Those designs are no joke. I looked at the pattern and it doesn't, I mean, it looks a little bit challenging to follow. Now, I don't have any other Candemar designs, like the Disney collection ones. I don't have any of those. So those kits, I have no clue if they're the same, but this Candemar design chart looks really tricky. So who knows? It's probably not at the top of my list. This next one's for a Janlin kit, and it's designed by the Stony Creek collection. It's called Peaceful Gathering. I liked it because I thought the ducks were really pretty, the geese. Very cute. They're not geese, they're ducks. Yeah, they're ducks. I have a Bucilla kit called Father, Winter, and Friends from 1996. So pretty, all the northern animals. Yeah, it's super pretty. And I like the dimension that they did, like all of the pattern and design that they did on his cloak. I like that, his coat. I have a Chris Cummings Design Works chart. And let's see, it's called Free Spirits. Other Chris Cummings for my collection. Took me a while to track this one down. This is an Elsa Williams kit. It's called The Covered Bridge. I think that's just a beautiful winter scene. This one is a Design Works kit called Jingle Cats, designed by Joan Elliott. I think it's adorable. It's all these singing cats called Jingle Cats. It's super cute. And that looks like it would be really fun to stitch. This kit I got very recently. It's a Platinum Collection Janlin kit, and it's called Guardian Angel. And I loved the angel in this and the idea that the little kids are in danger, but the angel is there watching over them. And I really like that. And this is a Designs for the Needle Heirloom Treasure kit called Mice Sewing. It's cute. I have a Design Works kit called Sew Mice Friends by Shelley Rash. Sew is S-E-W, Sew Mice Friends. So it's a bunch of mice that are all sewing and doing all kinds of needle crafts. It's cute. This is another Design Works by Shelley Rash called Have a Mice Day. It's colorful and cute little outdoor. It's so cute. And this Design Works is called Kitchen Fun, also by Shelley Rash. And it's a bunch of mice that are in the kitchen doing all kinds of baking and cooking and stuff. Very colorful. Like, they're just really cute, colorful designs. And this one is Design Works again by Shelly Rash, and I had a whole bunch of them that I found. This one's called Tea Time, which is adorable. I love the kettle, the teapot. The mice are so cute, little teacups. Very sweet. This one is Heirloom Treasure. It's called Mice Stitching. So the other one I had was Mice Sewing, and this one is Mice Stitching. I love their dresses. They're so cute. This is a Bucilla kit, 1994, called Celestial Angel. And this you can find it online on the Donna Cooler website? Or Cooler Designs website. You can get this one, but I think I got it really cheap, and it had all of the threads and fabric and everything, so it was on eBay, so I got it. It's Barbara Batts is the designer. I have another Elsa Williams kit, and it's called Sunday Morning Memories Bell Pull. It's absolutely stunning. That's part of the scene right there, and then that's what the whole bell pull looks like. So my mom has this, or had this. It's at my dad's now, but one of her friends had stitched it for her and given it to her about 25 years ago, 30 years ago. And she's always had it hanging somewhere in her house. They've moved several times, but it was always hanging in her house. And when I saw this, I thought, I don't know, I'd love to have one stitched and hanging in my house. So it's at my dad's now. He has it hanging in, when you first walk in his place, it's like right there. So it's beautiful. So I may do this one day. It's designed by Lou Fuller. Okay, I've got another horse kit from Design Works, and it's by Victoria Schultz. It came pattern only. It doesn't have the threads, and it doesn't have the fabric. It was pattern only, but yeah, it's called Design Works. It's, what is it called? Splashdown. It's called Splashdown. Very pretty. And it was very reasonable on eBay because it's just the chart. So, and it has a couple little stains on it, but it's not marked up at all. So I could easily copy it, make a copy. I have another drawn thread chart called the Alpine Garden. It's another kit that came with threads and fabric. Yeah, it's Alpine Garden. I was really into these about like 25 years ago when I lived in Colorado. I was really into all of they're like the tall, thin sampler type florals and the drawn thread and shepherd's bush. See, this one's called, it's by Linda Grayson. It's called Cat in a Hat Box, and I got it for $5 on clearance at probably at Hobby Lobby. But it's adorable. And this I got probably like 30 years ago. And I have a Janlin kit called American Indian Tabby. And it's from 1997, the Fraser collection. This is another one that I got on clearance for $5, the same time I got the other cat one. Cat and hat box. I got them both each for $5. Full kits. It's crazy. Hobby Lobby, I'm pretty sure. Because Hobby Lobby used to do like really cool clearance areas with all kinds of stuff, and they always had cross-stitch kits in their clearance. Alright, two more. This one is called Through the Years. It's a Bucilla kit, and it's licensed from Stony Creek. But this one from 1996, it's a family tree. Yeah, Through the Years, it's a family tree chart. So you basically stitch the whole thing, and then you just add the names into, so you have like a little family tree stitched. I saw Brian Blitzstitch had stitched this for his parents, and I thought it was really pretty. So I found it for a reasonable price on eBay. That's several years ago. And then the last kit that I have, everything doesn't fall over. The last kit I have to show that's unopened, or that I haven't started yet, is called Once Upon a Time. And it's designed by Diana Thomas, and it's from Janlin. And this kit, when I saw it, it's funny because I showed someone else and they had the same reaction, but when I first saw it, I thought it was Teresa Wensler. And then I looked at it and I was like, well, I looked at the designer and I was like, oh, Diana Thomas. I was like, okay, that's different. But when I first saw it, I thought for sure it was Teresa Wensler, but it's not, but it is very pretty. It's called Once Upon a Time. It's got the unicorn and the princess and the elaborate border. That's, I think, maybe what kind of made me think it looked like Teresa Wensler, because it has like that elaborate border around it. Isn't that pretty though? I really like it. As soon as I saw it, I was in love with it. And I was like, oh, I have to stitch that. That's so pretty. I just love it. Definitely fairy tale. Okay, all I have left from about kits are the ones that I've already started. So I'm gonna grab those and bring those over, and then I'll show those ones to you next. And then that's it. I think that's it for today. All right, hold on 1 minute. All right, I don't know how much longer I can sit on the floor. It's starting to really hurt. You don't realize how, you know, it's like, oh, I guess I'm getting old. I'm sitting on the floor and I can't get back up, and if I can get up, my hips are starting to hurt. But this won't take very long, so I'm gonna pause for just a second because I might just try and unzip all of these real quick just so I don't have to do it during the video. So hold on 1 minute. Okay, they're all unzipped and I will show them to you. Might as well show you my progress on them too. This one is called, it's a no count cross stitch, and it's called Freedom Eagle. And no count means that the fabric comes where some of it is already printed, and the rest of it you just fill in. So I started doing it. It was a gift from my in-laws, and I don't like, they just knew that I like cross stitch. They didn't know, like, maybe I probably don't really care so much for this type of stitching where you just fill it in like paint by numbers, but it was very thoughtful. And so I started it because I thought, well, I want to honor them that they were so thoughtful and gave me a gift. So, and I started working on the flag up there, but you can see how it's all like the borders pre-printed and stuff, which is fine. I just don't know that I enjoy it. It comes with a chart too, so you can see where you're supposed to fill it in, but I don't know. I'm not sure I'll ever, it's not high on my list to finish. But it's a whip, so, and it's dimensions, so I'm showing it to you. All right, next one is called, let's see, Christmas Village Ornaments. You can still get this one. It's pretty easy to find. It's almost like 6 small, not small, it's almost like 6 gold dimension petites all in one big kit, because there's a lot of work in these. I kid you not, there's a lot of work in them. Each one's like a gold petite finish. And I started it in the early 2000s. Who's the designer? I don't know. I'm probably not gonna end up telling you all the designer information on these. Brian Jenkins, and it's from 2006. So yeah, I probably started it 2008, 2010. And what I did was I just kind of like sectioned off, because this is all the fabric they give you. And I sectioned off 6 equal squares, and then just so I could keep it in a hoop or in some type of Q-snap or something. And then I just started working on one of them, but it didn't get very far. And And these little spots here, I just put like, I sewed a little thing here just to show where the middle was, so I knew where the middle stitch was when I went to start the other ones, because I thought I'd start them all at the same time and just work on whichever one I wanted, and I just didn't get very far with the first one. But I'm very glad that they still sell this kit, because if I ever were to finish it, I would be worried about running out of floss. I don't know, it just looks like a whole lot of detail. All right, this is a recent one. This is one I talked about already. It's the Gold Collection. It's Victorian bear stocking. And it's absolutely beautiful. I only have the pattern. The problem is when I converted, because I didn't have the floss or fabric. So I did a conversion to DMC, and when I did that, two things I think went wrong. First thing is the fabric I chose is, can you hear it? It's like cardboard. I got it from one of the box stores locally, Michael's. I think it's a Loops and Threads Ada. It's 18 count, and it's so stiff. So I've had some suggestions to go ahead and wash it, and I may do that. Part of it is also when I converted my threads, see I got the name already done at the top. When I converted the threads to DMC, I used a mix of, it was 823, 824, 825, I think, or 824, 825. It's in that series, and it goes between two different colors to make a gradient. And I used an old 827 or 820 something. I used an old one from my stash, and then I didn't have enough, so I went and bought new from the store. And when I bought new from the store, it ended up being closer to the other 820 color. So 824, 825, I think. And when I bought more 825, it looked like 824. And I was like, oh, they don't even look the same. So, I mean, you probably can't tell. I can. But up here at the top, some of it's darker on one side, and then it looks like all the same color over here, but there's actually more gradient over there. So you probably can't tell. And once it's done, it's not going to be a big deal. But if I can't get the fabric to cooperate, because running like 4 strands of thread through 18 count cardboard, it is really hard on the fingers. It's hard on my fingers. It's hard on, it even sounds like nails in the chalkboard. It's like yeah. So I've had lots of tips. Mary the Daydream Stitcher had suggested running, instead of doing 4 strands half cross, do 2 strands half cross, but then just do it twice over the same square. So you end up with 4 strands, but you're not pulling 4 threads through the same. So I might try that. But again, I think I'm gonna have to do something to soak the fabric and just try and get it to loosen up a little bit. Just get it to work like where I can actually do it. It's horrible. But I love this design so much. And I have all the threads and everything now. So some of the conversion, I might have to go back and just like redo my conversion just to make sure that the colors are what they should be. Oh, I almost zipped that. I don't need to zip it. All right. I've got Santa Stamp, which is one that I started 20, 30 years ago, long time ago. And all I have left from the package is just, I cut this out so it would fit in my bag. So this is Santa Stamp, out of print, hard to find. It isn't hard to find, it's just expensive to find when you do find it. But not impossible to find. I've found several over the last year. And this is how far I am on it. I actually did a giveaway for one last year. So only the top corner there is all I have done on it so far. I need to pull it out. I mean, maybe that's a good one to work on in July, for Jolly July. Needs a good wash and iron before I rework on it again. This one's called Chickadees and Lilacs. I bought this one after I saw Luda stitch it, and I fell in, or I don't know if she stitched it or she just had it in her kit collection. Maybe she hadn't stitched it yet, I bought it and fell in love with it, and started it right away as soon as I bought it. And I actually got a decent amount done on it. I got the whole first row of pages, or part of that chart, done. No back stitching yet. And then I was able to start the top of the bird's head. So it's coming along. I actually have more done on this than I remembered. I love this one. I love the colors in it. There's a ton of back stitching in it. Another one I bought and started right away because of Luda is Sweet Nectar. Found it on eBay with, it had no cover photo, so I printed a cover photo. It's called Sweet Nectar. Came with all the threads and fabric and everything. It just didn't have the cover photo packaging. Ugh, can't get it out. And this one I did a decent amount also. From the picture here you can see I started and just worked up in here. And I got a decent amount done. I worked on that one. I think it was in a spring visit to, it was right before my daughter started university, I think. So it'd probably be, I guess it'd be like 4 or 5 years ago. Well, it's been a long time now. But yeah, it has a lot of gold filament in it, which is really pretty. I'm putting everything back in the bag, but I'm not going to zip it. But I do want to keep things organized. This one's called Winter Retreat. It was a gift from my daughter for Christmas one year. And I started it right away over Christmas. Oh, I have more done on it than I remembered. That's funny. I always think I don't have very much done, but I mean, it's not a lot, but I mean, I got one of the geese done. That's pretty cool. Yeah. It's a nice winter one. Rearrange the way I'm sitting because it's starting to hurt. This is called Balloon Glow. I haven't been doing the designers. Nikki Bomi. Oh, this one. This is a pretty big one for dimensions. It's actually a pretty big design. It looks the same as everything else, but it's actually pretty big. And that's all I have done on it so far. I thought I had more done on this one than I did on the other one, actually. But not that much done. But it will come out again. This is one that actually was out of print and came back into print again. Oh, I don't know where my cover photo went. It's missing the cover photo. Oh dear, I don't know where it went. I used to have it. Maybe I wouldn't have thrown it away. Well, I don't have a cover photo, but it's got to be here in my room somewhere. It's called, now I have to look it up. What's it called? Finery of Nature. And I don't have a cover photo, but this is where I'm at on it. It probably looks familiar. A lot of people have started it. It's the one that's got the 4 birds. Like it's got a bird here, and then there's 4. And I just started the first one. Isn't that vibrant on the black? It looks so good. And there's a lot of gold thread in this one too. That really makes everything pop. It's done with couching. This one is one that you, I think everybody knows. This one doesn't have a cover. Oh yeah, it does. I still have a tiny little cover photo. This is one that came in a bag years ago. So all I have left is the little picture from the bag. And I always forget the name of it. Treasured Time. And you can still get this one. It's got tons of detail in it, but you can still get it. But all I have done is a very tiny top corner start. That's it. Mary, the Daydream Stitcher, is working on this one, and she has almost, she's got tons of it done. Like, I don't think she's got very much left to do on it. So if you want to see her progress, to go check out her channel. So the zipper's stuck on this one. There we go. This is called Teddy Bear Gathering. I know this one's a little bit harder to find now. It's a little more expensive on eBay. I bought it from Michael's years ago, back when they actually sold them at Michael's. The design, it's designed by, I keep forgetting to do that on these ones. It's from 2003, and Doug Knutson. And this is one I also don't have very much done on. It's just a very top corner of the quilt. The top corner. That's as much as I have done. These need a definitely wash and iron. Some of these older ones, I think I'm going to give some love to them and get them all cleaned up. And because sometimes I don't want to work on them because I'm like, oh, they're just like, I haven't worked on them in a while, and like I just need to clean it up. The next one is, this is before they did the reprint, because I bought this back in like around 2000. It's a 1997 Scenic Farm. This is the original. It's just a regular dimensions kit. And by Mildred Sands Kratz. But it's been reprinted, and so you can get it, and it's got newer packaging and newer threads, and I still have mine from years ago. And I don't have very much done on it. I only have just a little bit. Oh, well, maybe more than I thought, but I started in the middle, and then I worked up to the top, and then I worked all the way over here to the other side and decided I was going to start from one end and go all the way over. I don't know why I did that. I'm always changing up how I stitch stuff. I'm like, oh, let me try this, and then if I don't like it, then I try something else. And I think I just sometimes get bored on stuff, and I want to just change it up a little bit just to make it more interesting. All right, the next dimensions kit is called Winter Cardinals. This one I know why I stopped stitching on it, because the threads, I don't know what it is about the threads. They're like really skinny and thin, and it's hard to get good coverage. And this is all I have done on it. And I've pulled it out since then going, why haven't I worked on this one? Because it's these beautiful cardinals. And I remembered very quickly, I'm like, oh, the threads, I can't stand the threads. It's designed by Mark Hansen, and it's from 2006. I love it. My husband gave it to me for Christmas one year, and I absolutely love it. I don't know what to do about the threads. Maybe I'll try and convert to some DNC or something. I don't know. Maybe the white at least I could convert. This one I worked on last year, so hasn't been that long since I've had it out. Let's see. It's called Lost No More. It's a beautiful design. It's been very popular. You can find it on eBay. It's not the cheapest, but you can still find it for like 80. I think I saw it out there for $80. Who is the designer? See, I don't have the original packaging that said who the designer was. Oh, it's Greg K. Olson. I should have known that because he does a couple of these. All right, and I don't have very much done yet, but a little bit at a time. I started kind of in the boring area of the trees, and then I'm hoping to get that boring area done first, and then work my way across and down. That's where I'm at with that one. And again, these aren't all my whips. These are just whips that are dimensions kits or other kits. So if they're kits and I've started them, that's why I'm showing them to you, because this video is about kits, all my kits. This one's called Ornate Butterfly. And I saw Luda stitch this one and finish it, and I loved it. And it didn't look like it would take very long to work on it and finish it. I actually had it where I took it to work and did it on my lunch hours at a job that I had 4 or 5 years ago. And it's still in a little tiny key snap, and that's as far as I got on it at work. But my joke in my last whip parade was it looks like a little dancing turkey. It's like with the little legs, and it just looks like a turkey to me, like it should be dancing. But that's part of the butterfly. I should just get that one out and finish it. I don't know why do I feel the need to start new things when I have so many beautiful things I could be working on that I've already started. This is a Dimensions Gold Collection kit by Greg Tennant. It's called Gift of the Eagle Feather. I started this one a couple of years ago. And I don't have much done. All I did was just work my way across the top. And that's all that I have done so far. But I love this one. It's beautiful. The colors in it are so fun to work with. A lot of people say they don't like working off of paper charts, but I don't mind it at all. I don't know, I get a little highlighter or Sharpie. Oops. Sometimes I use a Sharpie, but I don't ever have it really close to my work. But I don't mind working off of, paper charts. I usually make a working copy and just go to it. All right, here's my Thunder Ridge that I started from Chris Cummings that I started years ago. It was my favorite kit at one time, but I never got very far. Don't know why. I think, actually I do know why. It's on Navy Aida. It's not the easiest to work with on Navy Aida. It's hard to see. It's hard to even show because you can see through it. There, that's as far as I got on it really. I started in the middle and worked up to the top, worked my way over here, and then started on working down. Yeah, it's not very far at all. But this is one I still want to bring out and work on. I want to finish this one. I want to finish all of them, but that makes it hard because if I want to finish all of them, how am I ever going to finish any of them? This one I started in the early 2000s. When I lived in Colorado. I know I bought it probably 2005, and I saw a model of it stitched at Hobby Lobby and fell in love with it. It's called A Row of Love, and it's by Jean Monty. When I saw it stitched in person, it was one of those ones where you see it and the threads were glowing. The threads were just like shining in the light, and it was unbelievably beautiful. The model stitch in the Hobby Lobby store, because yes, they used to do that. But I didn't get very far on it. That's as far as I got. Just a little bit of the border. Not much at all. But I do remember working on it, and I remember where I was sitting when I was working on it. It's kind of funny. And I have two more that I can find. I don't know if there's any more in this room or not. There could be. I've got a bunch of whips and project bags that I haven't gone through yet. I'll do that in another video. This is the second kit that I bought when I first moved to the United States from Canada. It's called Promises Kept, I think. I always want to call it Noah's Ark, but it's called Promises Kept. It is an arc scene. And it says 2x2 they came. And this was one of the first, like back when Michaels actually sold kits. This was the second one that I bought. And I remember working on it when I was going through my immigration process. Maybe I hadn't started the immigration process. I had to go to Michigan, to Detroit, and cross the border to get my work visa renewed, because I had to do that every year, and because I wasn't a citizen yet. And I remember taking this on the plane and working on it at the airport and working on it at my apartment that I lived in at the time when I first moved. So that's as far as I got on that. Not very far. But memories are tied up into all of these things, which is why I want to finish them. And then the last kit that I will show in this video is the very first one that I bought when I moved to the United States. I rented a little one-bedroom apartment. It was on the ground floor of a building next to a lake, and I was alone, far away from my family, and I hadn't stitched for quite a long time. Up to that point, I had been really busy with school and busy with work and just starting my career, and I started consulting. And I remember I relocated for a project to Missouri. That's why I moved to Missouri, and I was only supposed to be there for a year, and then I met my husband. But before I met my husband, I had evenings and weekends where I was trying to figure out, what do I do? I'm kind of bored and lonely, and so I went to Michael's and I bought this kit. This is the kit that I bought. A Treasured Time by Alan Maley. A Gracious, or is it not A Treasured Time? That's the other one. This is a Gracious Era by Alan Maley. And I started it, and that's what I worked on my evenings and weekends so that I wasn't lonely. And I hope to pull it out and finish it again, or work on it again, but that's as far as I got. And then I met my husband, and I remember I had never showed my cross stitch to anyone that I had ever like dated or like friends and stuff, because I just didn't think they would understand, like, oh, why do you like that? Or, oh, you like that? Like, I thought they'd think it was nerdy. But I remember when I first met my husband, we hadn't been dating very long, maybe a month, and I was like, I need to find out pretty quickly if this is gonna be anything. If he's just gonna make fun of me and stuff, then I can just end it now. And so I thought, I'll show him my cross stitch, and if he accepts me with my cross stitch and that this is my hobby, then so be it. And if he doesn't, then goodbye. And I showed it to him, and he was just like, oh, that's really nice. And like, it wasn't a thing. Like, he didn't make fun of me, he didn't think it was nerdy, he didn't think it was silly. He actually appreciated it. And so, I don't know, I think that kind of helped a lot with knowing, you kind of know sometimes when you find the person that you want to be with. So, and that's the end of the story. I ended up in Missouri. I didn't stay for only a year. I'm still here. We moved to Colorado for 6 years, and then we moved back. After we had my kids in Colorado, we decided to move back to Missouri. So that's another one I would like to finish because it has lots of memories to it. So that's it. It's all of my kits, except the ones that are still in the mail that I haven't gotten yet. It's all my kits. It's all the ones that I haven't started. It's all the ones that I have started. And yeah, it's a long video. If you're still here, then thanks for watching. And I hope to do some more videos soon. So I will talk to you all later. Happy stitching. Bye.